Hey everybody, welcome to JCTV, Just the Tips, where we give out life advice from anything from relationship problems to anything you comment on that you ask for, that you want our advice on. We dish it out to you every single week. And this week, what I got in as a question was, should I live with my boyfriend before we get married? My answer to that question, with every single person I've talked to and all the relationships I've seen and my own personal experience, is absolutely 100% you should always live with your significant other. With that, let's get into it. Well, you find out first off if this person's messy or not, right? And you find out if that's something you're able to deal with and tolerate, or if it's not something you want to tolerate. It's easy to keep mommy's house clean, but when you have to keep your own place clean, it makes it a little bit more difficult. So, in that regards, who's going to do the dishes? Who's going to do the laundry? Who's vacuuming the floor? Who's sweeping up the tile? Who's going to do the deep clean where you clean out and scrub out the toilets? Who's going to pick up after the stuff? Who leaves shit laying around all over the place? Who doesn't fold up their laundry? Who does fold the laundry? Who keeps it put up? Who keeps it put tidy? And now I'm sharing a sink with you. Who's got their toothpaste all over the place? Who drops beard shavings into the sink, and who doesn't clean them up when they do that, right? These are all things that have to be figured out, right? You have to figure these things out, and who's going to be cleaning what mess up, and if it's a pet peeve of yours, right? And that's another thing that comes up, is if these are pet peeves and they're not big deals, then you're good, right? I mean, is my beard shavings in the sink a pet peeve of my wife's? Yes, she mentioned it to me. I make sure they're all cleaned out. I didn't even notice them prior to that because my mom cleaned them out for me. So I was a guy, I didn't really care. Now, my number two thing is you find out who the person really is. This is super important because guess what? When I'm out on a date with you and I've got to hang out with you for an hour, maybe 2 hours, I can be fake as hell with you. I don't have to be me. I can be who I think you want me to be. I can be on a date, I can pretend to be this great guy who's nice and everything. The reality is, when you're living with me 24/7, it's hard to be fake and act that much, that long. I'm not saying it's not possible, but in all likelihood, if you live with somebody for at least a year prior to getting married, you will figure out who that person really is, because that is them, and if you think you can change them, think again. You're not changing people. People change themselves occasionally. But the reality is mostly the way the person is the way the person is going to be. And if you're in the relationship thinking you're just going to date them so you can change them to the person you want them to be, you're in the wrong relationship, and you should end that one quickly so you can move on to the next relationship that you actually want to be in. The other part that comes into that is dinner and foods, right? What do I like to eat versus what my now wife likes to eat, right? What do we like to eat? Now, I like to eat healthier, and my wife likes to eat healthy, but she likes some sweetness on the side, right? She likes sweet stuff. I don't really like that. I'll give you a prime example. When we moved into our apartment complex together, my wife actually said that she made dinner. I was excited. I was like, yeah, this is great. Made dinner. I come out and it's a bowl of macaroni and cheese. And I go, where's the rest of the dinner? And she goes, this is it. This is the dinner. And I said, this is like mac and cheese, right? And she says, yes. And I go, that's a side dish. That's not dinner. I need meat. I need something. She's not a big meat eater. She eats meat, but she's not a lot. That's not something she thinks about, right? I'm like, I eat meat, then the side dishes. She eats side dishes, then the meat. And it's a different aspect of that. So guess who cooks dinner? Me, because I like to eat, and I like to eat meats. So that's one of the roles now I have. I cook at my house. It's just one of those things you figure out. And then you've got the finances. Who goes to work and makes the money? Do you both do it? Does one of you do it? Now, if one of them is going to do work, is the other one, taking care of stuff at the house, and vice versa? Who are you guys playing equal roles? And is that okay? Are you okay with not equal roles if that's the case? And are you combining bank accounts? Are you not combining bank accounts? Are there financial implications of doing that? And who spends what money? What do you guys determine who has to pay for certain things? Are you splitting everything 50-50 down the middle? Is it based off of, a portion of each person's salary and income? And then at that point, who pays for vacations and things like that? These are all very, very important things that you have to figure out. And it's not easy to figure that stuff out when you're still living with your mom and dad and you're living separately. And when you live together is when you really figure out all of these important things that you're going to know, because this is your life for the rest of your life, right? So to speak. So you want to make sure that you fully understand the commitment that you're making, because marriage is supposed to be for life. And if you're not welcoming that decision and you don't want to do this for life, then I don't think it's a good idea, and you should break off the relationship. You are now hooked in with this person for life when you get married. Your lifestyle is their lifestyle. If you don't enjoy doing similar things and being together, and you have a problem with the person's lifestyle, odds are you're not going to be happy when you're married. For example, if let's say I enjoy to play video games 8 hours out of the day, and you didn't really realize that it was that much because you saw me 2 hours out of the day when I lived at my parents' house or in my own place, you're going to be sorely upset and very, very mad that all I do is play video games all day, because you're going to think that I'm choosing video games over you. Meanwhile, I've chose this lifestyle, and you started dating me based off this lifestyle, and you married me without knowing every aspect of what I do on a daily basis. And the same with you. Let's say that you like to party and go out with your friends and drink all the time. And guess what? You invited me on, 2 nights a week to go do that. And other 5 nights a week, you hung out with your girlfriends and you went out and partied and got slammed and hammered every night. That's not something that's attractive to me. I don't want to come home to a drunk every single night. And that's where you've got to figure out, is this lifestyle that they've chosen similar, something you're cool with and something you want, and or is it something that you're not really comfortable with? And either you have a discussion about it as a couple, as a relationship, as you mature in your relationship and as you grow, or you don't think you're going to try to change this. You don't try to change it. You have a discussion about it. If the person is willing to change, that's one thing. But if the person realizes, hey, I do play video games a little too much, maybe I should tailor it back. And I used to play video games a lot. I play like 4 or 5 hours a day, and now I've got kids. I don't play at all. I haven't touched a video game in probably 6 to 8 months. And so it's things like that you that do change due to your circumstances. But I enjoy playing them. They're fun. Right? So it's certain lifestyle changes that not necessarily have to be made, but you have to know who this person is, what they're trying to do, and you have to know their friends. Are they hanging out with their friends? They bring in a lot of friends over a lot, and then their friends are dirtying up the house, and now you both have to contribute to cleaning it. That might be something that bothers you. Or maybe you're a socialite like me. I love to talk to people. I love people coming over. I love all that. I like to stay up. Let's say I don't do it now. I've got kids, like I said, but let's say I like to stay up till like 2 a.m, right? But you're more of a, hey, go to bed at 10 p.m. kind of thing. And now I'm staying up for 4 extra hours. I'm being a little noisy. I'm keeping you awake because that's when my boys all play video games, and that's not something you like. And that maybe you feel that's disrespectful because you're sleeping and I should care more. But this is just, hey, this is who I am. This is who I was. This is what I always did, and I'm not changing that, right? And so there are aspects of, are you going to accommodate your person in your relationship? And if I'm not going to accommodate, the fact that my wife is sleeping, let's say from 10 to 2 when I'm wanting to stay up and play video games, and I'm going to play the video games, let's say, but I'm going to keep it toned down. I'm going to go quiet in another room. Maybe I'll take my mic off and just say, hey guys, I'm going to be on mute so we can play. I can still play, have my fun, but I'm going to be respectful. And that's what you're going to determine in that relationship, if that person is going to be a mutual partner of yours, or if you two are just not made to last. Any questions, leave them down below. Love to give you guys advice, and let me know what you guys think about what I'm saying. If you got married before you actually lived together, if that changed anything, or if it all worked out, I'd love to get other people's opinions. Leave them down below. Appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, share. You know what you do.